Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. Hope you guys are ready for your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness, because it's no longer Illinois archery season 2019, and I can't tell you, because I've lost track, how many times I screwed up this intro by saying it was Illinois archery season 2019. However, archery season is over for the year. And now it's kind of time to go back to the drawing board. And there's also a lot of new gear coming out. And so, normally I would be going to the ATA show. But I figured this year I'd rather go pig hunting. Problem is, pig hunt didn't happen. However, in the wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi, intend to rely on nothing. So instead of being all depressed and sad about not going to the ATA show and not going on the pig hunt, I decided, well, maybe this is the year that I actually get a chance to go to the Traditional Archery Expo in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Got a hold of the friendly neighborhood plant lady, my friend Becky, to run the camera for me. And so we took an adventure. Now, if you guys want to support the channel in a way beyond simply watching the videos, you can go to texgrebneroutdoors.com, check out the Make It Weird sticker, the Make It Weird shirt, the Life Ain't Like the Pornos, Hunting Ain't Like the TV Show shirt, and of course my personal favorite, the Kill with Stick shirt. If you guys want a discount on all your trad life supplies, you can go to threeriversarchery.com, show your support for Tex Grebner Outdoors. In your checkout, use the code of Tex Grebner. It will give you a discount and show your support for Tex Grebner Outdoors. I love the reflective arrow wraps, the trophy Berlin bolts. If you've got a 3-piece takedown recurve, they add a hell of a lot of flair to it. And there are a few things in this video from Three Rivers that you're probably going to be putting an order in, because there is a new recurve under $300 from Three Rivers that I'm super excited about, because it's built around whitetail hunting. You'll just have to wait and see. All I'm going to say is that it is designed around the idea of shooting in winter layered clothing, because let's face it, anybody can shoot good in October, and shooting out of a tree stand. So you'll just have to wait and see on that. Don't forget, Tex Grebner in your checkout at threeriversarchery.com. Show your support for Tex Grebner Outdoors and get a discount on your shipping. Now, as a hunter, you don't need to be in good shape to be a good hunter. But also as a hunter, you will never regret being in good shape. So if you're looking to start a fitness journey, or you need motivation to continue your current fitness journey, I strongly recommend that you check out traintohunt.com and look into their online programming. I would love to see more traditional bow hunters involved in the Train to Hunt movement and the hunter-athlete movement in general. So, had a really great time at the Kalamazoo Traditional Archery Expo. It's the first year that I've ever actually been able to go. I really appreciate all of the fans that came up and said hello to me. I really appreciate all the positive interactions, because let's face it, I'm Mr. Positivity. It's so weird to me to actually have positive interactions with people that are familiar with me from the internet. So I really appreciate all of you that came up and said hello, gave me your time, and gave me some of your stories. Well, I'm up here at Kalamazoo for the Traditional Archery Expo. First night, drinking whiskey, gonna eat a steak, hopefully get you guys some good footage from the show. We got in a little bit late tonight, so didn't see much or take any film, but we'll see how it goes. Didn't oversleep like I do with the ATA show, but I also didn't drink nearly as much whiskey as I do at the ATA show. Well, we'll see how this all works out. We're doing a sound check here, getting stuff figured out. Is this a takedown here, though?
Yep, this is our version of a takedown. We've probably close to 25 years ago, we developed a hinge system. And as far as we know, we're the only one that has a solid hinge that does not come apart. So this bow is held together by tension. You unstring it, fold it up.
Oh, it's got a hinge.
Put it in your pack.
I would imagine that there's definitely a limiting factor as far as like draw weight that you could get away with having the hinge on the front then?
We have built that bow with a hinge probably upwards of 75 pounds.
Oh,
Do I
well,
recommend it today? No.
no.
But
It's possible.
there's nobody shooting that weight of bow anymore. The entire industry has trended. If you called and said, hey, I want to do it about 72 to 75 pounds, I'd say okay. If you wanted to get above that, I would.
Oh, because at that point,
Yeah.
I get it.
Because my background is fasteners, and I know what the stress point is on those fasteners, and I know the limitations, and that's where I need to stop. Yeah. So, yep.
So I'm here in the blacktail booth, and this is way above my pay grade. This is like a Wesley Richards double rifle and a Holland & Holland double rifle with the engraving. It's just, okay. Normally, I wouldn't be a fan of something so ornate, but especially on something like this, I think it would be super cool to like have a scene from Skyrim of like slaying the dragon on the side of one of my bows. I don't know if they'd ever build anything in my draw weight range, but I just think that that would be really cool because hashtag make it weird.
My name is Justin Ma. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area in California. I am with the Way of Archery, as well as the Cinnabar bow. So the Way of Archery is more of my Chinese military technique teaching side of things, and the Cinnabar bow is the accompanying equipment business. So I'll kind of go through, what's, brief overview of what's the technique and its applications to military weight bows, and hopefully show you some of my products as well. Let me start with a demonstration first, and then I can talk more about what is involved with my research and reconstruction efforts on this front as well. So this bow here, this is a laminated bow made by Mishko Rovchinin of MR Bows. This is the Tehran. It's a 60-inch model, and the weight comes in at 102 pounds at 28 inches.
So totally my style.
My draw is about 28 and a quarter, and so I teach the thumb draw style of shooting, and it's not just about what, it includes what the hands are doing, as well as what the shoulders and the arms and the back are doing as well. So when I draw a bow, here, of this weight, I need to make sure that, my shoulders are settled a certain way, that I'm drawing in a particular way in order to maximize the use of my back muscles. In particular, not just the central back, the trapezius and the rhomboids, but also making use of the big lats, the muscles around here as well. So basically, when I draw a bow back like this, I have to be able to use a technique that is appropriate, so that I won't, so a person of a small frame such as myself can draw a heavier bow like this. So, I weigh about 128, 129 pounds. This bow is 102 pounds at 28. And, this is not the heaviest bow that I practice with. I'll practice with bows between 110 and 120 pounds. And the basis for how I'm able to do this is the technique that my co-author and I, Jie Tian and myself, practiced and also use as a basis for our book. So our book is The Way of Archery, a 1637 Chinese military training manual, and it's based on a 17th century Ming Dynasty archery treatise by Gao Ying. So Gao Ying, he wrote this at the end of the Ming Dynasty, very desperate times. And at that time, he was about 67 years old, and he couldn't go out and fight because the Manchus were invading, but he wanted to help in some way. And so he just spilled all the secrets of archery into his manuals. And what we did is we took the classical Chinese texts that Gao Ying wrote in, we provide a parallel English translation, and then we talk about, a lot of the technical elements involved, in military weight archery, and as well as the, adding diagrams that help clarify the explanations. And when I say military weight, that's something, typically you see 80 pounds at the minimum. The elite archers could go like 120, 130 pounds. Like, for example, the Qing Dynasty Chinese military Imperial Guard, to join the Imperial Hunt, you had to shoot like 133-pound bows. So, and we talk about the technique about that in this book right here. First and foremost, I'm an archer. I want to use equipment that is, suitable, like that doesn't, totally distract me from the experience. And so that's why I started the Cinnabar bow as well. And I'm selling things from bows to quivers to thumb rings. So, for example, like we offer thumb rings in various sizes. Plastic thumb rings are okay for up to maybe like 55-pound bow, but if you're going to go up into the 60, 80, 100-pound range, you'll want something made of metal. We have bows ranging from very entry level to higher end, and so the these are bows I would use for teaching, just the standard solid fiberglass bows with a leather wrap. These are made by Mariner, the fiberglass song bow. And then Mariner also makes this entry-level laminated bow, which is the Han 3 Basic. So this has a nice laminated construction, bamboo core, glass on the back and the belly. So this would be a nice kind of entry-level laminated bow if someone wanted something that's a little nicer but didn't want to break the bank.
My name is David Darling, Kilted Boyer from Kalamazoo Bowworks. This here is a Kalamazoo Bowworks Boardman model recurve. It's a 50 style recurve. I offer it in a couple of different handle options. This more of a textured or indexing type grip, as well as this one which has more of a longbow style grip. Extremely smooth, extremely quick, very quiet. Even without silencers on it, guys are saying this is one of the quietest recurves they've ever shot.
Awesome. And let's be honest, right? If you shoot an arrow that's a weight that you should be shooting it, it's going to be quiet anyways. Yep. But I just love the simplicity of the 50s styles.
Yep.
And just to be clear, 50 style doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have static tips.
Correct. Mine are not static tips.
Not static tips. Function. And what's the price point on this model?
$750.
$750. And do you do customs?
I do custom work. I do different risers. As far as flared, I do just a kind of a wedge flare. It's like that. And I also do what I call a wavy flare, which has an S to it, which is actually two S's. So an S is through there, and then it'll be two-tone just like that. And then I offer a selection of exotic veneers as well as domestic veneers. And then one of the cool things that I've done is a lot of fabric veneer work, where I actually run fabric directly under clear glass, as same as a wood veneer. It's red and buffalo plaid.
So theoretically, if somebody actually has a Marpat, so USMC veterans, you can get a Marpat bow. And theoretically, with the plaid, if somebody actually has a family tartan,
they could, if they bring me that fabric, because I can't invest in everybody's fabric, but if you bring me something, I will do it.
So hashtag plaid life, yo. But I really appreciate your time. Once again, what's the website?
KazooBowworks.com.
So I'm Drew Cole for Subway Archery, and what we make manufactured bow quivers for recurves, longbows. We got side mounts for the guy who doesn't want the bow mounted quiver, and here's some of the different attachments. Like this is my personal favorite on my personal bow with the strap-on quiver. Rock solid, holds tight, doesn't move. That's quiet, and that's one of the attributes of our quivers, and you probably understand that with even the quick detach, which is for the guy who You get to the tree, take the quiver off the bow, pops on and off real quick. And then the old standby is a slide on.
I like those. I shot job.
And that attachment looks something like that. It gets buried down deep into the fade outs. Get it in there and it won't move unless you want it to. Nice and quiet. Absorbs some of that vibration. So some of the other things that we offer is laser engraving. You can do, I've done a multitude of different images. I've done stuff for some SF guys, which is pretty cool. I had a gentleman, I don't have any pictures of it here, but the gentleman even sent me a picture that his daughter drew. And, and we did some work, logo work to it, and was able to put that on his quiver, which is pretty neat. So we can do just about anything.
Hey guys, this is Miles from Black Widow Bows. Just wanted to show you guys our PSR, Precision Short Recurve. This is a bow that allows for a recurve limb on a longbow riser. So you're getting that effect and that feel of a longbow, but you're getting the performance of a recurve, which is super nice to have. We offer it with a beaver tail leather grip that we sew and stitch on. Sell it in two different grips, what we call a Toby grip and what we call a standard grip. The Toby grip's just a little bit fatter in the palm. It's more popular. We also make this bow in a one-piece or a takedown. That takedown system is what we like to call the locket socket. All it does is just pull apart. You've got a fiberglass wrap with grooves that line up, and it just snaps right back into each other. We've been very lucky, and we've never had one of these break. But that, guys, is the PSR.
What I got here is a Black Widow PSR, short recurve, 51 pounds at 28 inches. Well, what I'll definitely say is Black Widows are definitely a name brand in the custom bow world. They don't really need my endorsement. I need caffeine, that's what I need.
I'm Scott Mitchell with Timberhawk Bows. We're at the Kalamazoo Traditional Expo. I'll say the flagship of our line is the Talon Takedown. Those have a price range that'll run between $650 to maybe as much as $1,500, depending on how many different options you might want to add to that bow. I can show you some different examples of those, but going up from the takedown recurves of the Talon line, we also make the Odyssey longbow, which is also a three-piece takedown. They have about the same price range, depending on the options. We offer an ILF riser. This will be a wood riser and or wood phenolic that accept the ILF limbs. They're fully adjustable, weight tiller. As you can see, if you're not familiar with ILF, they're going to have the limb pockets are going to have adjustments here for lateral. They have adjustments for weight and tiller. If you like to tinker with your bow, that's the option a lot of people like to go with. And then we have the Falcon longbow, which is the one-piece longbow. It's also available as a two-piece takedown. It uses the bow bolt system, comes apart here at the bottom of the grip. The more typical in that is the one-piece because it stays lightweight, really easy to transport.
South Cox from Stalker Stick Bows. And tell me what you got.
Sure.
And first of all, how's the show going?
It's been great. Yeah, lots of traffic through here in the last couple days and lots of bows going out to the test range. So really pleased with the response, and I've got some new offerings for this year. And the difference between our bows and most other belly mounted risers is when you're doing a belly mounted design, you're essentially shifting the limbs back, from the back of the riser to the belly of the riser. And the way most companies do that is they run a higher brace height. 'Cause you're losing, almost 2 inches of power stroke when you do that. So me being a relatively short draw length, I don't want to sacrifice that much performance. So what I did is I spent a lot of time tweaking my limb design, putting more preload into the limbs. So I'm able to run a brace height that's similar to my back mounted design and maintain that longer power stroke. So this, the Vortex with the recurve limbs is actually is our fastest back mounted riser, the Wolverine.
What have we got here, Henry?
Yeah, this is a two-piece shrew bow, a classic 102 with 54 inches, and I call this a breakdown system. I'm traveling a lot, and also for bow hunting, I need to take the bow with me in the plane, and this It's made by our master bowyer from Botany Bows, and fitting perfect, and it's working perfectly.
And what is in that riser block there?
Yeah, the riser block is made out of micarta. Basically, we build the bow as a one-piece bow, then we cut him apart in two pieces, and we wrap glass fiber material around in 2-3 different processes to rebuild the handle and the breakdown system. So now I have the handle made out of micarta. We have here some nice accent stripes with action wood, and I have glass fiber here. That's the breakdown system.
Now, what's the price point on this?
So a regular one-piece bow is $750, and the breakdown, the two-piece bow, is $980.
Which is very comparable to any other custom. And me personally, you can see here that I like a breakdown bow because I don't really care for a three-piece in most cases because I'm not good at keeping track of my tools. And I find that they shoot, and I haven't shot these, but at least in all my experience of the socket style handle, they shoot like a one piece.
Absolutely, 100%.
You don't have to worry about it. And so me personally,
you should try and shoot one of these bows, and even right now you don't see even that it's a two-piece bow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it because you've got it flushed up so good here. And they are just so impressive. And even though this is action wood, but it is a high quality enough action wood that it looks like an exotic veneer, and especially like you can pay a hell of a lot of money. You can pay a hell of a lot of money in an exotic wood riser, but in a short riser, it's like you're wasting half the block anyways. There's no point in it. But I think that it's a very interesting system.
We have the need to using a wood like this. For example, when you see this wood here, it's also some kind of action wood. We call this save the rainforest wood because Nicaragua, Cocobolo in Europe, it's not anymore legal to get it because it's at the red list. This veneer and also the riser wood is made out of laminated, out of plantation birch, and it's colored, dyed, that it looks like the real exotic wood. So we have natural material, that's wood, that's birch, and it's called Save the Rainforest wood. And that's the same here. This is ebony imitation, Makassar ebony imitation, nicely dark, but it's birch. Save the rainforest.
That way we're not depleting the natural stores. Because yes, it is nice to have the actual, but like Gaboon is almost extinct and you can just polish G10.
Yes.
Well, for a bow that isn't actually mine, I am like instantly super impressed with this Siberian Tiger Shrew recurve. So we're gonna make it weird here, and I'm gonna shoot with a thumb draw Mongolian style. Well, at least I ended on a high note. What have we got here, John?
This is a new Stygian recurve for us. It's a really short 56-inch recurve. Solid performance on it, got good wood core to it, so you get that good smooth drawing. But at 56, it's just tons of performance in such a small package. Great for the hunter because, I mean, in a blind, 56 inches is going to work a lot better than longer bows will.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. And then what's really, other than the sweet look to it, is the price at $230.
$230, and you're underselling the Bear Grizzly here.
Yes, we are. I mean, it definitely is, but it definitely stands on its own at that length of the 56. You're not seeing a lot of recurves, especially at that price point.
No, that are that good, and I'm really into it. I just wish we made it a little bit heavier. But from the standpoint of like a perfect one piece, because I haven't shot it yet, but I would like to think I've got credibility, right? I can look at something and say, oh yeah, that's a good idea or not a good idea. This is an answer. Like this is an answer to the Midwestern cold weather tree stand. You've got multiple layers on, right, where you can get it where you need it to be. It's going to do what you need it to do. And it's something that nobody else is really making in a shorter package that doesn't look like it's cheap.
Right, like it's been pieced together.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's pieced together. I like it. Especially because you remember how I was talking to you about that Shakespeare, like the Shakespeare Sierra?
Right.
I think that we have kind of recreated, I say we, but you guys have recreated those original short everyman's bow here, where it's maybe not a first bow because, you know, a sage or an edge,
Right.
whatever, a three-piece takedown. This is going to be a good bow, and it's at a price that, I mean, I hate to say anybody can afford it,
Right.
but it's not like some of the other customs that I have,
Right.
or not even to the level of a tomahawk, where it's a bow that you can get into and it's going to do what you need it to, and it also looks wicked. And for nerd cred, it's called the Stygian. So I'm all about it because I'm way into the Conan mythos.
Yep. Yeah,
And
it was
so-
something to make it fun and unique and stand out on its own.
And so I'm all about it. What poundages can we get it in?
29 pounds and then 35, I believe up to 60.
Oh yeah, up to 60. So
And it's all at a 28-inch draw, but I mean, I draw 29, and it's where it limits out at for being such a short bow, but it is still very smooth.
well, then again, you get up to 60 pounds and you get into 29, you're into at least 65. So even if it is short, you're just at that poundage, you're still going to get a clean release. Anyways, it's just going to rip forward.
Right.
So anyways, that's awesome. Shooting the Stygian here. I really like the short limbs on this. Like, yeah, I'm thinking that for the price point and for a tree stand bow, that this is a hell of a bow from Three Rivers. And it looks cool too, and it's got nerd cred. So, tell me about this bow.
This is our 50 style recurve. It's kind of
Okay.
got a longbow grip. So it is a working limb. It
So
is
not a static
not
limb.
static. It's pretty basic. It's a shoot, you hit. I mean, it's
Now, is that riser cut to center, or is it not cut to center?
cut to center.
Okay, cut to center,
center.
not cut past center. But what is your limb core?
This is all bamboo. We could do yew. We like to stick to yew and bamboo. Maple's a stiff.
I mean, they work.
Osage is stiff. So bamboo and yew is pretty much what we use for all of them.
So,
It's a classic bow. It's classic lines. Just plain and simple.
I think it looks wicked cool. So, how heavy can you build them?
As heavy as you want to go. Simon Stanley, if you're aware of him,
Go on.
150-pound English style, hill style, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so you
I mean,
can
we can
build.
stack them up there, yeah.
You're willing to.
Oh yeah, and
And what about the 50 style
Yeah,
one?
I
You
mean-
could. So if somebody wanted to build a 150 pound one of these, I mean, sure they're going to be into a
There's-
custom
yeah,
price.
yeah, oh,
it's
for
not,
sure.
but you're willing to do it because
Yeah.
that's what I have trouble with, is people either not wanting to.
not willing or
Yes. So then this one, tell
hill
me about
style.
this.
Simple hill style. Jim's been building a Union Jack since 1964. His dad started it, and we've just, carried it on. It runs a 6,000 taper. It's Straight, so it's a string follow. There's
Awesome.
no reflex or deflex built into it.
And so this one is cut to center or past center?
It's like an 1/8 inch out.
Okay, so a true hill style. Okay, so awesome. Now, is this just the same thing as this?
These 4 are the same and those 4 are the same.
All right. So this one here, which is the one, because I like a recurve, to be honest. This one here is a $700 price point, and I
Just
also
like
like green.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my favorite color, right? But with this, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I'm going to trip through this. Lone Star.
There you go.
You'd think I'd know because it's written on the limb. I just really like it. Can I go shoot this?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. So I got a Lone Star here from Bivouac. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of this video. I hope that it was an entertaining episode of your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness. I loved the Traditional Archery Expo up there at Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I may just go next year and skip the ATA show altogether. Of course, if you want to see them both, you can go to TexGrebnerOutdoors.com, check out the Make It Weird sticker, the Make It Weird shirt, the Life Ain't Like the Porno shirt, or the Kill with Stick shirt, and help support the channel in a way beyond simply watching the videos. But I live in reality just like the rest of you guys, so don't feel obligated to buy the merch, but every little bit helps. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode of Tex Grebner Outdoors. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at threeriversarchery.com. Thank you very much to those who are involved in law enforcement and those who served in the military. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.